Alrighty, welcome back everybody. I'm just showing off my drawing that I did this past week, and yeah, I just did it with this pencil. You know, at first I did it with pencil, sketched it out on the actual paper. This is a 18 by 24, you know, those Strathmore papers, and I used these two pens only because I confused them. Well, otherwise I would have just used this Papermate. You know, it's really like a really glossy kind of strong kind of just pen. And this is a skull guy. That's my signature skull character, and my girl character that I drew. And just want to show you guys really quick. This was the original sketch. You know, first I sketched it on a cheap piece of paper, and then that's when later I transferred it onto the big paper, and I do it all with eyeball. You know, I just eyeball everything. I don't use a grid or nothing. I know like a lot of high school techniques is like, oh, they draw every single little square. The word right here says Young Lust, for those that cannot see it that well. Same thing, I drew it on scratch piece of paper first, and then once I got the lettering that I wanted, then I put it on the actual paper. But you know, right there it looks really small compared to the whole thing. Just another run through. And I do plan on finishing it. Here I have colored pencils. I think I'm gonna just use I think I'm just gonna use these Crayola basic 50 count set, you know, because this is just like a quick work that I'm gonna do before I apply the color on it. And I am gonna take a picture of it. That way I have a digital file, JPEG. That way I can upload the JPEG onto the computer and work on it from there, in case I don't like how it came out. But I'm also planning to do like a digital version of it. And if you're wondering what I have underneath, I have the frame. So as soon as I'm finished drawing it, I already have the frame, so I don't have to worry about that. And the way I work, I have this drawing, this big wooden tablet, so I can, when I'm drawing, I just move the tablet around. I don't have to move the paper, and it just makes it easier overall. But yeah, I just wanted to show the quick process, you know, from sketch to one step, and then I'll come back and show you guys how I applied how it looks like with color. Now I have the finished product right here, and I'm not gonna add any more things. I think I got it pretty good. Skin tone, color of the jacket. You know, there's a lot of things I can improve, but at the same time, I don't want to take all that time I don't want to revisit this, you know. It's kind of like a freestyle, do it as fast as I can, as much as I can, and whatever I couldn't get. You know, this took me the course over maybe like a whole week. You know, do a little bit every night, and yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see the pen work that I did. You know, the lines aren't the straightest, but they're all right. I really like the girl's face, her eyes especially. Her hair's really soft. And just to give you guys a little, also here are the color pencils that I used. I just used, you know, basic colors. Here I have a chart where you know, I tested out the colors before putting it on the actual paper, and you can see my thought process a little bit, where I would blend these two. You know, I did this for the eyes. I wanted to see how it would look for the jacket, the little lines. And I wrote down the name of each color so I wouldn't forget which ones I used. You can see right here I used for the skin, the tan and light brown, light orange and golden yellow for the eyes. For the lips I used 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of reds. And I believe that's for the color. I did on the same paper as before. And you know, this is my sharpener for my color pencils, but if it wasn't working good, I would use this little box cutter knife to cut my color pencils, and my color pencils would look like this. Just very, you know, very crude. For the black, that's all around, I used charcoal for that, and so here's the charcoal that I used. General's compressed charcoal and the little scissors napkins to blend it in. That way you can get a good gradient from really dark to really light. Right here it's most obvious how I did the shading, like right there and right there. Oh, and I used a Sharpie, you know, just a regular old Sharpie right here. I used that for the eyes, and I think I used a little bit of Sharpie in her eyes, but other than that, that's it. I hope, you know, this helped. Oh, and also threw on some workable fixative. I use this so it won't so the artwork or like the materials that I used won't like if I touch it again, it won't get all blurry or messy, and it gives the materials that I used in it more life, so it will last longer. You know, when I sprayed it, I always spray my finished products or my finished artworks with this. You know, I put it like around right there and I spray it like from side to side 3 times all the way through, and I let it dry for, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour, and it's fine. And yeah, that's really cool. I did use reference for the hand. I took pictures of my hand with my iPad and then copied it from there. The same with her hand, but you know, his hand, I just made it more spooky, more bony, more skeleton like. And her hair was really fun to do. You know, at first I did it with pen, and then I just went over it with pencil. And you know, the pencil that I use is this basic pencil. It doesn't even have a brand, you know, just those number 2 pencils. And you know, her back looks like a Godzilla's spine. You know, I thought it looked like a gecko. I didn't want to fix it. I'm like, man, whatever, I'm just gonna do like that. You know, get a little creative. You can see the little tail right there, and the teeth on the skull was pretty fun to do. I did want to add the shading so it looks like there's depth or dimension to it. You know, the further the teeth are in the back, the darker it gets. But I didn't overdo it. I added very little shading. I'm thinking that maybe I should add some more, but whatever. So the worst part that I don't like about this drawing is the lettering. Man, I think I just messed up. You know, it's too small, and then the little shadow that it just gives is a bit odd, but it's all good. Just want to show you guys a quick process. You know, this is all, for me, this is my version of freestyling. You know, sketch it real quick on the piece of paper, sketch it, throw the sketch on the actual big piece of paper, and yeah, you know, there wasn't too much planning. I think it came out alright. And this is how it looks like framed up. You know, already every time I started drawing, I always buy the frame before I draw. That way I'm not like frantically looking for a frame last moment that won't even fit my drawing, and then have to cut my drawing to make it fit in the frame. I get the frame first, find a paper that fits it, and this one's 18 by 28. or 18 by 24, and looks, you know, putting it behind a frame makes it look more professional, just an overall more better, I don't know, makes it look, if your drawing is already eye candy, gives it the more eye candy. And yeah, you know, just a pretty darn good look, you know. Anyways, that was my drawing. Peace.